Hey everybody, it's Olivia. Not only do I love to do paper crafts that you guys have been seeing, but being a mom of three girls, I also developed ways to make my own hair bows in order to keep them looking cute all the time. So today I'm going to walk you through what is called a firecracker bow. I believe the first time I saw this tutorial was on a website called Ribbons and More, I believe. And I've just kind of figured out a way that works for me on doing this. So I just wanted to bring this video to you guys so you can see how I do it. It's very super simple. So I think you guys will enjoy it, and it's just a really adorable little accent for any little girl to put in her hair. So the things you're going to need is a lighter, needle and thread, ribbons, good pair of scissors. My rule is always to have a separate pair of fabric scissors versus anything that you use for your paper crafts if you happen to do any other types of crafts. And that's pretty much all you really need for this. Now, this adorable ribbon is from a company called Boutique Sprinkles, and my daughter loves tacos, so I thought this one would be perfect for her. I cut 20 strips of 4-inch, 4 inches each. So this is, let's see if I have one of my tape measures here so you'll see. The ribbon itself is 7/8 width here, so it is less than an inch, 7/8 width, and it is 4 inches long. So you want to cut 20 pieces. That's going to give you a good depth here. Now, I wanted to cut it. I usually do cut 2 at a time because patience was never one of my virtues. And I fold it over and I simply cut a V. And I'm going to do that to every single piece of ribbon. So, exactly like that. Sometimes if I'm truly in a rush, I can even take 3 of them. Because I want to get it done. So it's going to leave this adorable little V that you guys are seeing. I do all my ribbon first, and then I'll go to the point of heat sealing all of them. And that is what your lighter is for. When I make my firecracker bows, I try to either have 2 to 3 different types of pattern ribbon in there. I think it makes the actual bow more interesting if you do it that way versus one solid color. But again, completely up to you. Some people want solid colors, so they feel that it's more neutral to match with clothing. If they want to try to make more everyday style bows to go, or if you're trying to make something specific for an outfit or maybe a uniform or something along those lines. So that step is done. So the next thing you do is take out your needle. Oh, and I usually use a clip on the end just to keep myself from taking my threads all the way through. So in order to heat seal, this is an example of how you heat seal. You start your lighter very quickly. Just take it. It'll keep all your edges from fraying as you're working with the ribbon. Especially when you're white, you're just going to go really quick through them so that they heat seal. And with white, you don't burn it. You don't actually want to burn the ribbon. You just want to make sure any frays are sealed and nothing more would happen to them. And if you don't know what I mean by fray, let me see if I have one. It was frayed from when I cut it. I don't think I do. If you have really good scissors, probably won't fray them on cutting. I just usually in my head are going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I didn't get my taco. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Some people who don't have lighters may light a candle and do it along the edge. Perfectly fine too. You can do it that way. And let me get my clip to make it just a little bit easier for myself. So you can put this style of what I call the Firecracker Bow on either a clip like this, a single prong clip, or you can actually put it on an elastic band too. Either one actually works very well. So I actually use this initially to keep my needle from going all the way through, because you really don't want that. So next step is you're going to take your ribbon, you're going to fold it in half. And what is like the middle point of your ribbon, you want to put your needle through. So you see it goes in through that end and pops up here. This is the point where I usually take my clip, because I don't want it to come all the way down. And I put it on the table. And then I just start stacking my ribbons. Again, folding it to the middle. What appears to be the middle of your piece, slide it down. Now, in order to get that burst look, you do not want them all going one direction. You want to start crisscrossing, filling in any gaps. When I do this, I do tend to turn my piece so I can see if there's gaps that I've missed in it. Because you don't really want gaps in it, because you will see that when your bow is finally finished. Now, I do have many of these bows available if you just want to purchase a pre-made one. Most of this ribbon is what we call U.S. designer ribbon, which means specialty ribbon created by a designer here in the U.S. It's got a lot of great texture and foils on it, which makes it a little bit more costly if you want something like that. But it is usually really nice quality ribbon. One of the reasons I enjoy using it. Now, as you get to the end, you are going to find that sometimes your ribbon wants to pop off. I just keep kind of pushing it down and smooshing it as much as I can. So, let me see, is everything all... Got a little bit of space in here. Let's do this angle and this angle. So now all of your ribbon has been piled on, and you can see hopefully your needle is at the end. So your next step is simply going to be take now that clip off so you can let the end go through. Now here's the part I normally do suggest somebody has a thimble, because I tend to poke myself a lot. But of course, when I need my thimble, I can't find it. You take your needle and you drag it all the way through. See, here's your point, all the way up. Okay. Now, in order to make sure that this is nice and secure, here's your bottom where you came in. You're actually going to go one time through. So you're going to take your needle and you're going to put it pretty much as close to the center as you can. Hopefully you guys can see that really well. I don't want it right next to it. I want to almost make a little loop right here. Then you're going to start threading it through. Now, for most of the ribbons that I have and the texture of it, I can't go through too many at one time. So I kind of spread out like this. I do like 3 or 4 at a time. Going back through. Use a table or some other cushioning to kind of help my needle push through and hopefully not poke myself. Of course, I keep talking about poking myself, so I have a feeling I'm going to do that by the end of this video. Oh, maybe too many. The reason I worry about too many is I don't want my needle to snap because it's a pain then. Trying to finish this project. Now, if you have really thick ribbon that's got a lot of layers to it, let's see if I can get it to go all the way through. Ooh. Again, I would suggest just doing a couple of bunches at one time. So you're going to see how closely this came out. And that's exactly what you want. You've now threaded it back through. You don't need to do it more than once. Just go underneath maybe the last 2 ribbons. And you're going to just make a loop. Put your ribbon through. Try not to get a tangle on your other ones. And pull. So now you've created your knot there. And you are done. So now I usually just push it against the table. Try to get my firecracker poofed up as much as I can. One thing I forgot that you will need is what we call felt circles. These are just really circles of felt. Try to use a little bit of thicker one so it can provide some support. You can get your hot glue gun out then, glue this to the bottom, and you're either going to then glue on your prong clip here if that's what you're going to use, or if you're going to use an elastic band, which I don't have one down here, you can then glue on your elastic band right here, straight across, and then that one is completed. So that is how I do my firecracker bows. Super simple, but super adorable all at the same time. Again, if you have any interest in purchasing some or seeing which other ones I may currently have in stock, feel free to stop by my Facebook store, which is called Fabulous Creations. Thank you so much and have a good night.